Going back to your wife, the relationship part, I got to imagine, because you guys have been together for so long, when you started to pop in the CrossFit space, I don't even know if sliding into the DM was a thing then. How does your wife handle the attention, female DMs, all this stuff? Like, how did that? Because that's got to impact. That's got to be a conversation piece at some point where you're like, all right, honey, I think the life's about to change for me. I don't know what's going to happen, but we need to set some ground. Like, how did that conversation go and evolve over time?
It really was easier than people would think. So because my wife and I met when we were 14, there was no social media at that point. And we developed our relationship through high school, and then in college, Facebook kind of came around and whatnot. And then I won the games right out of college. So my first year out of college, I won the games. But at that point, our relationship was very stable. Our relationship was probably the least stable in high school because I was very immature and her dad was very strict. So because of those two things, the toughest time in our relationship was by far in high school because I used to party a lot. I used to go out a lot. She wasn't allowed to. It caused some kind of resentment a little bit. And then in college, things actually got better. But then when we graduated and we kind of moved in together, it was like really solid foundation and has been ever since. So there really has never been an issue with these DMs and stuff. Like I got one yesterday, actually it was from a guy, and the guy's like, "You look hot." I was just like, I showed it to my wife. I was like,
boom,
boom.
Keep yourself in check. I've got a line out the door, honey.
Yeah, but the DMs and stuff, I can name on one hand those things, and it's just never been an issue. And maybe it's because I'm not maybe I'm not delivering it out, but I'm not getting it. I'm not getting any of that kind of stuff.
Even like, because you've had the, just like to Eddie Bravo's comment, you've had all these hot, sexy CrossFit training partners forever. I mean, gyms are stereotyped as, I call them 3D Tinders for a reason, right?
Yeah.
It's just all these people, there's testosterone and sex drive and A-type alpha personalities running around. And I know a lot of men who own gyms, work in gyms, and if their spouse is not in that world as well, that's just a difficult thing to navigate. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not a remote job. It's literally, I'm here with people who are literally all day,
half naked,
and they're literally trying to make themselves more fuckable. Like that is the reason most of them are here.
Yeah, I wish there was some, or no, I don't wish, but it would be good if there was something more like kind of spicy here. There just isn't. Not for me, not for us. I mean, it's just, I think maybe it's just because from the very beginning, I put out this vibe like I'm very anti, like you won't see me like hugging girls or getting close to them. That's for a variety of reasons, especially from a business perspective, especially being in California. I've just learned from the very beginning, like we create boundaries and guidelines and that's it. And maybe that stemmed from me owning a gym and being the quote CEO that, I had this one moment, this is a while ago, when we first opened the gym, I had a woman who told me she had a major issue with one of our coaches. And so I brought her into my office and it was a closed door office. Mistake number one.
Without a witness.
Without a witness.
Yeah.
And this woman, this is years and years ago. This woman said to me, she goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know that one of your coaches has been trying to kiss me, wants to be with me, even asked me to marry him." And what I recognized at that point, like she was completely, not only was she reading the conversation, the situation wrong, she was actually like making it up. Like it was, but to her, it was her reality. And it was so far from the actual reality that I realized that you have to be very, very careful because I put myself in a very challenging position. I'm in a closed room with a woman who has a false sense of reality. She had some other things going on and whatnot. But at that moment right there, I said, man, from this point forward, I'll never put myself in a position where someone can say, "Oh, but this person did this," or whatever.
Hearsay, yeah.
You have a hearsay. It just wasn't worth it for me, especially having a wife that I met with such a, and then, you have kids. And so I keep my guard up a lot. And so maybe that's why I don't get many of those things. And it's just not really an issue.